Hello everyone, welcome into this video recording. I am going to be developing a client's website that I'm currently working on, and we're going to be using Sophie template. The good thing about this is that the template is already pre-built, so I don't need to build it from scratch. So I have done the design, as you can see on this side. So we're gonna be recording how I customize a template using this design. So of course there are things that I've done first, which are preparing all the content like photos, which I'm going to show you how I can import them into the Showit website. And as you can see, this is the overall design on Figma. And so that's the home page, and so I'm going to be showing you how to develop this and Showit using a template. So let's get started. So right now I'm on my Showit account, which I normally do. Once I develop it in my own account, I then transfer it to the client's website after they have made their last payment and final payment. So I'm just going to go to edit my website. And as you can see, a lot of templates in there. So this is the template that I'm going to choose. And what I'm going to do is view my designs. I want to duplicate this one. See, as you can see, duplicate. And then I'm just going to do yes. So with other platforms, I kind of like have to export and import them, but in Showit, it's super easy how to do this. Okay, I'm so excited. So right now I want to make sure that I am working on a copy. So it is a copy, yes. So right now I'm just gonna name this to Gorgeous Weddings because that's the client and the brand that I'm working right now. So this is the design. The first thing I usually do or like to do is importing the branding of the client. So this is the branding that I've made for the client. So I'm just gonna pull out the hex codes. So it's pretty much the same, similar. It's just that, okay, so there you go. So I'm just gonna go to design settings and basically change these things here. So we're gonna use gray. I think put this black, and then we're gonna use a mauve color. So as you can see, I'm just changing them there, and this is my favorite part of the design. Plugging in colors, really, and then the last one is the pony blush. So okay, we're gonna keep these. That's the white one. So now that we've done the colors, now I'm gonna do is to change the fonts. So the fonts that I use for the client are these. Noto Serif. I think Noto Serif Display is a free font, and I'm just gonna do add Google font, which then goes in there. I'm gonna remove the Cinzel and then save. So we're gonna go back again and see. I think the glacial Indifference is also a Google font, is it? Oh, I didn't know it's not a okay, I will need to import that. Okay, so now we're gonna go to uploading a font because the Lejour script is, I'm just gonna put my face somewhere up here. So the Lejour face, maybe I'm gonna put it there or here. Lejour, I'm just gonna create a folder up in here. So all the files will just go to this folder. Gorgeous Weddings. Okay, and choose files to upload. So we're gonna go to my client's profile. Branding. So you can do the font, web font. I need not the swoosh, but the script font open. And then we're gonna you select that in there. So that's what it looks like. Ledger script. Just gonna do like this. I own a license because I asked the client to purchase it for her own website. So now I found the Glacial Indifference font, so I am just going to upload that one as well, and then we are going to say I own the license and then delete the open sans. So basically this is the font that we're going to be using. So we just need to click save for these two other fonts to be saved. So I might save. And now, as you can see, it looks messy because we've changed the fonts, but don't worry because we're gonna go to fonts or site style, and we are going to select in here in the title, we're going to select the not to serif, and we are going to make that uppercase. And then for the heading, we want this to be the leisure, I don't know how you say it. Maybe we're gonna do it on desktop 60 or perhaps 50, and then on desktop we're gonna do 35. It's a bit messy. Maybe we want to increase the height into something like that. And then of course the paragraph, we're gonna select the Glacial Indifference, and now click save. Alrighty, now as you can see, it looks also a mess, but we're gonna fix that again. This is what customization looks like. So now we're gonna make this look like the one on the left. I don't need to build the whole design from scratch. I am just basically working on changing the file, the photos, the fonts, and the layout probably. So now the next thing I'm gonna do is upload the files. So we're gonna do that. Okay, so the prep work I did here is uploading or preparing all the assets by size. So I like to do landscape photos and then portrait images and then square. So I like to work with landscape, square, and portrait image sizes. Now I'm just gonna upload the branding as well. The branding, logo files. Okay, so there you go. We're gonna do reset, which means it's gonna go into its own size, and if I want that bigger, it's just a little bit of technical problem in here with the web font. So when I have installed the web font that the clients have bought through Creative Market, it's not working properly. So as you can see in here, got engaged, they're a bit squished in. So on the design version, the desktop version, it looks okay, but on the website it looks like this. So that's a technical problem. Okay, unfortunately we're gonna have to use a different font that I currently own. So for now we're gonna use the Bohème Floral font. So hopefully this is going to work. And then I'm just gonna do a blue hole for, and then I'm just gonna add it there, and then click save, and then go back to design settings and use that as my heading. So in the heading, okay, that's what it looks like. Okay, unfortunately this is I have to move on for this tutorial, how we customize the design, and then later on we may be able to change it back once we sort that technical issue. Okay, so we're just gonna put it back to 65 and this one to 35 something. So now we're just gonna click save, and this is where it looks like right now. So right now I've changed the photo in there. I have just pulled out the original design on Canva. The reason why I design on Canva because I pull out stock photos from Canva, which then I can use for the website. That's the only thing I like about Canva. Now we're just gonna continue this one into this. So we are going to look like this. I'm so excited with Showit because they have released a new button that looks like this. So now we're going to customize the primary button, which is going to be this color, and we're going to have the text color is this, and the text would be, font would be Glacial Indifference, and the size would be 16, and then there should be a border. Border size would be 1, so that's going to be the primary, and the hover should be the same, and that's what it is. And for the mobile view, I'm going to change that into Glacial Indifference still, and the color of the button should be still the same. Why is it not changing? Text size will be 14, and then border color should be 1 at least, but I want the corner to be maybe this 120, and then I want the border to look like that. So now, as you can see, primary button, book a call. So I'm just going to change, that's just the design, and then we're just going to change book a call. Okay, that is wrong because we're going to change the color into this pink. That's what should be better. So now that's more like it. We don't really want this one. So now, as you can see, the first one, just gonna tidy this up. We don't need that. We're just gonna tidy this up. Align it. No. Okay, so that's what it looks like. I don't need that. This one probably a bit bigger, maybe 20. And now align that again. Looks good. So now this one, we're just going to change the color into that and make it a little bit less. So now with this, we're just going to use this text and put it up maybe 60, 45, like this. We're gonna bring it up there with seamless precision. I think we're gonna do that 40. And we're gonna remove those. We're gonna put that up, and then I'm just gonna move it like this, and wherever you are. So right now, that's what it looks like. And we're just gonna choose copy it here. There you go, more like it now. So with this thing, we're just gonna add an element, which is an image. We're just gonna add it there and make sure that is behind everything. And we're just gonna pull up the image for that floral graphic background. Okay, it's actually there. It just took some time to upload. And one thing that is missing is the line, which is going to go that way. And the color for that, I'm just gonna move that into this. So right now, that's what it looks. As you can see, the design is similar to that. Now the next section is we're just going to change this image into something like that. And then just gonna do a subheading here. I'm gonna remove that. Then we're just gonna duplicate this and make this bigger. Perhaps 30. Just gonna do fold in here. And got engaged, maybe 30, 85. With this one, we're gonna change the photos. So it's so easy to change photos in here. So maybe imagine your day. Imagine your day. I'll put it 75. And then just gonna copy everything in here, and then so it's basically, I'm basically showing you how to record, change everything based on your copy and design. So it's so easy. I love customizing a template because I don't need to build from scratch. It's budget friendly, which means I don't need to do anything else right now. We're just gonna change that into branding as well, which is branding big files submark. So we're gonna use this logo. Perfect, and this one we're going to use this color, probably 80, 70. And as you can see, reset, make it bigger. Now it can look like this. Okay, so that's perfect. That is done. And now the part where it shows the introducing the package. So she is doing an experience. She's offering an experience. So to copy a button, you just do Control-C, Command-V, and then it just becomes like that. Anyway, I'm gonna have to paste it in here. It's not working. Okay, just gonna do copy. We got the CTA V, so it should be somewhere here. I know where it went. It went somewhere at the bottom. So it's probably for sure the very bottom. It's here. I know why it went down there, because the previous canvas was long or short. Okay. Okay, so now we're gonna try to do that part. And textile for this one we're gonna do with Noto Serif display and make it the white one and make it so big. We're gonna do the virtual wedding planning experience. Experience. This one we're gonna have to make it big. It's not the same impact as I would like the design because of the font. So remember, fonts do speak, so they have different impact. Okay, so with the canvas background, we're just going to change that into the photo and the design. So I'm not sure if I have that exported. How? Oh, it's there. Okay, I found it. And this one is way too, opacity is way too much. I think that's enough. Like 75. So we're gonna do that. And as you can see, maybe make it a bit even taller for space. Maybe this one a bit bigger. Maybe 65. Okay, so now just gonna add, we're just gonna add a heading text or a paragraph text in here. It has to be white, it has to be centered, and we're just gonna do this part. Subheading, I'm gonna do 25. Okay, book a call. And now we're gonna do that bottom one. So we're just gonna add an element, which is, we're just gonna copy this. Like this. And make this section. I'm just gonna make this section stacking order, so it has to be higher. So now it is higher. Just gonna make it this and like that, and then we don't need that because she is gonna be in there. I'm just gonna lower that. She doesn't need that. And this one, that's gonna be a face. It's just a shame she doesn't have any branding photos yet for this project. And yes, it's a shame because if you're gonna hire a designer, you have to prepare all the photos that you need for the website, because if you rely on I can add it later, that's what you are hiring me for me to put together everything for you from the start. And now I am just going to add those in here. So we're gonna do just going to add an element, which is a rectangle, but we are going to make it transparent. The border color would be that border size. And as you can see, that one should be a little bit dream wedding. Okay, so now we are just going to make this bold, lettercase normal. So we're just gonna make that bold and bigger, probably 20. Okay, so now we are going to duplicate all of these. So what I'm going to do is Control C or Command V, Command B. So that's how I duplicate things together. And just need to make sure that they are kind of in the middle. Oh no, that's not good. All I want was alignment. Yep, that's good. And then This one is design and detail. So it's gonna take me an hour of recording probably to finish this homepage design, but I am gonna do it. Okay, so now I'm just gonna have to do numbers now. And then number 3. So and then I'm just gonna grab some, I'm just going to grab I'm just gonna add a heading, no, not heading, a title in here. Shona McLaughlin, and paste it here. There you go. And then just copy the copy in there. And the good news here is that she can adjust the copy later on if she wants to add a little bit more. So I'm just gonna paste it here and say more about me. And there you go. So they didn't finish there. There are 1, 2, 3 more sections. This is what I need to do properly. I mean, do from scratch. So this is gonna show you that as well. Okay, moving on, we're going to create these 1, 2, 3 sections, and I'm going to show you how I am going to do that. But first, I'm just gonna add this signature in there to add some kind of a little bit of tour. So we're just gonna import that signature in there. So upload file. Values. I'm just gonna add that. So exciting. So exciting. So now, there we go. There's just a little bit of kind of tour in there. Like, even though the photo is not the best right now with what I have, but I've got to do something about it, right? So right now, as you can see, that section is done. So what I'm gonna do is create a section in here. So this is just so you can see how I do it. Okay, so we're gonna create a new section, which is this one, why choose us, as the next thing. And we're gonna add 1, 2, 3. So 3 more sections to the home page. So what I'm going to do is not reinvent the wheel. So I'm just going to copy this existing design in here and then rearrange it later on. So I'm just gonna highlight them by clicking on Command and then click on the items, and then now I'm gonna click Command C and then go to the section that is new, and then Command V, which is pasting them. So it pasted a little bit longer, which is in here because it was a bit on top. So now I'm just going to kind of like change them, the location together. So as you can see, there we go. So now that is the, so I'm just gonna make sure it is on the center. So I'm gonna align it there and put this back to this kind of thing, and then just change the background into that color, the peachy tone, but make it softer, which is probably 25 or 30. There we go. Maybe this is a bit too high, so I'm going to make that a little bit higher. Just gonna make that center maybe a little bit smaller, maybe, and yeah, that looks good. And maybe make that 900. And the next thing is this one. So now we're just going to change the copy into that. So basically it's super easy. I'm not gonna show you yet how how it looks like on the mobile, because that's another task for later. I'm gonna create a separate video on how to fix the mess on the mobile, but that's a problem for later. So now we're just going to copy this, copy, and then create that smiley or something. Smiley, no, these ones, the checklist. So how to find that is we're gonna go to icon and find the check. So just have to work with whatever we have, so which is this one. So we are going to do that. The other option is to import a graphic from Canva, but I'm just gonna use with whatever is there already. So I'm not gonna reinvent the wheels. I'm just gonna duplicate everything, and ta-da! Done. So now I'm just gonna make that a bit bigger. Okay, so that is so good. There we go. And now we are going to the testimonials section. So that means we are gonna do why choose us. That's the name of the section. I like to make it a title, which is why choose us. Save. And now what I'm gonna do is this kind of section. So I'm gonna add another blank canvas, and I'm just gonna name it testimonials. And again, make it the standard size is around 680. And then we're just gonna add a headline. Again, why should I do things when I just can recreate things? So I'm just gonna add it there. So what clients are saying, and make that center and change the font color into this kind of pink or this kind of pink. I don't know, so we'll see how that goes later on. So now we're just gonna copy what is here and make these bigger, perhaps 30 or 25, and make those center. And now we're gonna add the background, which is an image. I'm not sure if this is gonna work. That is too big. So what I'm gonna do is use this background. There we go. So that is the background. So far, so good. She did not say the name of this person, but we are gonna get there later on. So I think right now we're just gonna have to work with whatever I've given. And then the last thing is the CTA call to action. That is easy as well, because we can just duplicate this call to action section and see how it goes. So I'm going to duplicate it. So easy, duplicate, and then drag that to the bottom in here. And then I don't know why there is two sections in there. So what we're gonna do is remove these things. So probably those ones keep and these ones delete. And now we're just going to drag them up the top there, and then because we don't need that part. So there we go, that was locked. There we go, we found it. So we're just gonna duplicate this thing and then say send a message, or maybe get in touch or something. So we just gonna change the color of this background into a white and change this thing maybe I will change into unforgettable. We're gonna make this unforgettable. See the font, I do not like the font. So we're gonna remove that and just stick to this kind of text. And then the call to action subheading, make that 18 or so, and there we go. And the next thing to do now is just change the background into what I have over here, which is this one. And then we're just, oh, that's perfect. Maybe I'm just gonna do top center, make it a bit smaller so it looks like this, and then we're just gonna add it to the center. I think that is it. And I think I'm just gonna change the footer, which is obviously that's not what I need. I'm just gonna put the credentials in there. Credentials, and just drag it somewhere closer. Just a second, I can't wait. I need to lock that and just kind of like make it like this, and off you go. See? And that is it. Follow us, of course, the handle of the social media, probably gorgeous weddings, something like that. And these are the social media photos. So far this is what it looks like. The photos are still loading, so we are going to see now the new photos. We can even expand this image later on. As you can see, okay, there's just a bit of a problem there. So we adjust the design based on what we see on the preview. So right now I've noticed some things, and now we are gonna fix this one into, because the position is locked there, so now it should be, no, that should be there. Okay, we're not gonna publish it. Should we publish it? So I'm going to publish it and then check into this subdomain, and that is what it looks like. A normal size of a laptop is like this size. I'm just a bit worried with the quality of the image because it came from Canva. This is why you should submit your own custom photos, because I'm only limited to what I can get from Canva, which is limited in size. Imagine the size that I can export most is 900 by 530 pixel. That is really low. If you're a photographer or anyone who's showcasing portfolio, that is so small for the website. So I had to work with what I have. So yeah, that's what it looks like. So definitely it is looking good. So I'll see you in the next video when I record how to adjust the design for the mobile.